It's Saturday morning in Manor Apartments, and I'm completely and absolutely at the end of my tether. I've just been told there's another couple of days, but here is Euro marble with another load of marble, another lorry load of marble being delivered. Last night when I went to bed, for the first time since I began this protest, for the very first time, the thought came almost casually into my head. I wish I didn't have to wake up tomorrow morning. How could that be? I've just started to film. All the people taking delivery of Euro marble are laughing fit to burst at my disquiet. I've just been told, given the normal pet talk, sweet talk, only another couple of days and we'll be finished. Round the back, all the garages, which are going to be cleared as workshops, which are going to be cleared to make way for the muse houses and the stacker, have been opened up, and for the past 4 or 5 weeks have been used as workshops. My 5 windows, 6 windows look on to this building mayhem. Garages 10 and now another garage has been opened for marble cutting this morning. My windows look out onto all of this. There is marble dust coating the inside of my windows. It's 2 inches, it's now risen to 3 inches. I could hardly breathe in my bedroom last night. I got a cold. It always triggers asthma, and I could hardly breathe when I laid flat to go to sleep. They keep telling me that I'm lucky that other construction firms wouldn't be using water, wouldn't be using a spray to damp down the marble dust, but Stoneforce do. But everything is coated in marble dust, and when you actually go to them and say, I filmed the marble dust, I can see it rising, they deny that it's happening. They say they have to use a grinder, and with a grinder they can't use a spray. Today, Garage 11 was opened as a marble cutter. They say that this is a long piece of marble and it has to be cut in Garage 11. There isn't enough room in Garage 10. There is enough room in Garage 10. It's just they've opened up another garage. I don't mind being here. I'm prepared to fight for my right to stand here, to object and to protest at what is happening here. But I do mind being slowly killed. And that is what is happening while we're breathing the marble. They're not wearing masks themselves. They seem not to know how dangerous is the substance that they're dealing with. These are my windows. There's no peace to be had. This week I've got a cold. I've had to turn out every day this week with a cold when I wanted to go back to bed. I did not want to have to turn out today. Those are my windows. That's the top of my living room window. What you can see there is marble dust. You can't see it in my bedroom window, but it started there as well. And before they go in 2 weeks, all these windows will be covered in marble dust. It's a completely impossible life. Even away for 3 days. I find 2.5 days more difficult to do than the whole 5 that I did. It's a nightmare existence. But there's no way out. You have to stand your ground. You have to tell the public what is happening. this is where the car stacker will be placed. That's the old lady's wall there. That's how near this car stacker is going to be to that old lady's house. And she can do no more about it than I can. Reading the Camden New Journal today and hearing that garage space has been given over to a 4-storey development called Pocket Development, I feel complete despair today. One garage area at the back of a row of houses, 5 years' work, 2 meters away from their homes, and there's nothing they can do either. I was gratified to read that protests have sprung up around Camden. I hope that I can claim a tiny piece of responsibility for that. I'll just have to put my fingers in my ears. Sorry about that. I have to put my fingers in my ears when sirens pass me. It's an NHS emergency ambulance. The only thing I can advise anyone, because this affects everyone, these developments can start up suddenly, without warning, in front of everyone. No one will be spared the feeding frenzy in property development that this government has unleashed. It's a Tory government. It's a Tory-led initiative. And the collateral damage are homeowners, the poor, pensioners, people who can't fight back. They are the collateral damage. But also homeowners themselves. The rich themselves are caught up in this, and they have no more power than I have. In 2 weeks today, I'm told they'll be gone. Every finishing date changes every time I ask them. One flat 10, has had the wrong floor put down, and they've got to start all over again. There's a little bit of light behind that tree this morning. They came out in force today, on Saturday, as though it was during the week. So I came out at 10 instead of 11. I tried to do just 2 hours on Saturday to spare the public. But I came out at 10 because they gave me no choice. That was certainly an own goal, because I have the wonderful audience of the synagogue, and they take the time to read the placards, and the cars have more time to slow down to read. The clock on the corner was repaired. I count my day and order the hours according to that clock. A bit of old St John's wood back again. I'm trying to stay cheerful. My heart is sinking under this load. Another lorry load of marble has been delivered. It's so dangerous. The area is very confined, with 14 garages forming a horseshoe shape at the back of the block, at the back of my flat. When I walk about my flat, I'm suddenly catching my breath, and for a second or two unable to take a breath. My flat is suffused at the back, all the windows, with marble dust. That's inside my flat. And there's nothing I can do. I can't fight that. There's nothing I can do. I'm breathing it all the time. Bruce Ritchie will be celebrating his Christmas this year. I will be doing nothing. I'm not wasting 1 second celebrating 2013. There's nothing to celebrate. I've had to stand with my back to the wall for most of this year. And for a good part of next year, we've got the plans hanging over us. And knowing his connections, and knowing how these things work, I'm just dependent on a few good men taking this through and seeing the injustice of granting him this planning permission. I hope he gets the Christmas he deserves, the Christmas he left to me. In my wildest dreams, no property developer could ever come along and do this to Bruce Ritchie, so he'll never experience what life living under his regime is like. How after 7 years you can become exhausted enough to not want to wake up the next morning, and for it to become a fact of your life. In the British Library, I'm writing an account, a factual account. I can't make the poetry come. I'm hoping at Christmas, when they do go, if they go, and we have that brief respite, should the planning permission be granted, and the appeal, and all the lobbying for the appeal, I'm hoping that the poem will come, the poem called Life on the Abbey Road. My Christmas is dominated by the fact of these plans and the terrible, terrible life to come. I just can't think of anything more to say.